Welcome back to the Parent Guide, helping your teen overcome pornography addiction. I'm Matt Bulkley, and today we're diving into something really important: how pornography can hijack your teen's brain by messing with a powerful chemical called oxytocin, the bonding brew. If you're a parent worried about your teen's struggle with pornography, then this video is for you. We'll break down the science, explain why it's such a big deal for your teens' relationships, and most importantly, give you practical steps to help them break free. So settle in, take a deep breath, and let's get started. Let's start with the basics. Oxytocin is like the brain's secret sauce for connection. It's a hormone and a neurotransmitter that gets released when we hug someone we love, share a deep conversation, or even lock eyes with someone that we trust. Think of it as the glue that binds us to people that we care about, our family, friends, or romantic partners. It's what makes those moments of closeness feel so warm and meaningful. For teens whose brains are still developing, oxytocin plays a huge role in teaching them how to build healthy, trusting relationships. Here are some other ways that oxytocin is released by the brain: physical affection, so any form of affectionate physical contact, like hugging, cuddling, high fives, pats on the back, hand holding. All of these trigger the release of oxytocin. And this response helps to foster feelings of trust, comfort, and bonding between people. Research has found that even activities like singing in a choir, or playing in a band, or petting an animal can trigger the release of oxytocin. But here's where things get tricky: pornography can hijack this beautiful bonding system. According to research, when your teen watches porn, their brain mimics the intimacy of a real connection and pumps out oxytocin. So the problem: there's no real person on the other side, just pixels on a screen. And over time, their brain starts associating those warm, fuzzy feelings with digital fantasies instead of actual relationships. It's like their brain is building a cozy nest, but instead of filling it with real people, it's just them on their phone or their laptop. So let's hit on three phenomena that occur when this happens. So, number one would be oxytocin release without reciprocity. So, watching pornography can cause this release of oxytocin, along with dopamine and norepinephrine and the other neurochemicals that we've talked about. However, unlike in genuine social interactions like the ones that I mentioned earlier, this release is not part of a reciprocal bond. The user is not connecting with another person, but rather with a screen. So, number two, the impact on empathy and bonding. So, a crucial difference is that oxytocin released during pornography consumption may not serve its natural function of fostering social bonds and empathy. In fact, some studies suggest that problematic pornography use is associated with decreased empathic tendencies. So, the brain's bonding mechanism, which is driven by oxytocin, may bind the user's memory and pleasure to the pornographic content rather than to a real life partner. And then number three, feelings of loneliness and disconnection. So while the initial release of oxytocin, it's clear that it can create a temporary feeling of connection. Studies suggest that after the experience, the user may be left with an even greater sense of loneliness. The bonding that occurred was with an unreal image, not a person. And this can create a cycle where the user seeks out more pornography to alleviate the loneliness, but then ultimately feels even more isolated. So now you might be thinking, okay, so their brain gets a little confused. What's the big deal? Well, for teens, it's a huge deal because their brains are still wiring up how they understand love, intimacy, and connection. A 2021 study in the Journal of Adolescent Health found that teens are especially impressionable when it comes to forming emotional circuits. So, if they're pouring all of their oxytocin into hours of porn, they're training their brain to link intimacy with screens instead of real to life relationships. And over time, this can make real connections like hanging out with friends, going on a date, or even talking to you as a parent feel less exciting or even awkward. And here's the science behind it. A 2018 study in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience showed that heavy porn use can rewire how the brain processes intimacy. It's like the brain starts to prefer the quick, easy hit of oxytocin from porn over the slower and more complex work of building real relationships. And because porn is always available, no vulnerability, no rejection, no effort, it can become a crutch. A study in 2019 in Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews explains that real touch, like a hug or holding hands, spikes oxytocin in a way that builds trust and closeness. But with porn, it's a solo act. There's no mutual trust, no real connection, just a screen that can't love you back. So this hijacking of oxytocin doesn't just mess with your teen's brain, it can affect their heart too. So when their brain gets used to linking oxytocin with porn, real life interactions can start to feel flat or unsatisfying. A study in 2021 in the Journal of Sexual Research found that heavy porn use is linked to lower relationship satisfaction, partly because the brain's bonding system gets desensitized to the more subtle cues of real intimacy, like a kind word or a gentle touch. And this can lead to feelings of disconnection, loneliness, or even depression as your teen struggles to feel close to the people around them. And here's the kicker: this isn't just about relationships with a future partner. It can affect how your teen connects with you as their parent, their friends, or even themselves. They might pull away, seem emotionally distant, or struggle with social skills, all because their brain's been tricked into bonding with the fake world. Okay, so the situation sounds heavy, but don't worry. You got power here as a parent. You can help your teen to recalibrate their brain's bonding system and rediscover the joy of real connections. So, here are 4 practical steps that you can take, backed by science and compassion. So, step 1, start the conversation. Gently talk about pornography, and it can feel awkward, but it's crucial. Approach your teen with curiosity, not judgment. Say something like, "Hey, I know the online world can be intense, and I'm here if you want to talk about anything that you're seeing or feeling." And this opens the door without shame. Research shows that teens are more likely to open up when they feel safe and understood. Step 2, encourage real life bonding. Help your teen rebuild their oxytocin system the natural way through real connections. Encourage activities that spark oxytocin, like family game nights, like team sports, or even volunteering together. A study in 2019 showed that physical touch and shared experiences like cooking a meal together can boost oxytocin and strengthen trust. Even small moments like a simple hug or a heartfelt chat can help rewire their brain for real intimacy. Step 3, set healthy screen boundaries. Work with your team to create limits on screen time, especially in private spaces like their bedroom. And remember, this isn't about control, it's about giving their brain a chance to reset. Try setting up tech free zones, like during dinner or meals or before bed. A study in 2021 found that reducing screen time can help restore the brain's sensitivity to natural oxytocin triggers like face to face interactions. Step number 4, model and teach emotional resilience. Porn can become a way to avoid tough emotions. So help your teen to build skills to handle stress and vulnerability. Teach them mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or encourage journaling to process their feelings. And you yourself can also model healthy relationships by showing affection and trust in your own interactions. When teens see what real connection looks like, they're more likely to seek it out. Here's the good news: your teen's brain is incredibly adaptable. And with your support, they can unlearn the patterns that porn has created and rebuild their capacity for real, meaningful relationships. And it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every step that you take to connect with your teen, to listen without judgment, and to encourage real world bonding is helping their brain to rediscover the beauty of authentic love and closeness. Parents, remember you're not alone in this. Helping your teen overcome pornography addiction is a journey, but it's one that you can walk together. Now, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with other parents that might need this, and subscribe to our channel. And for more tools and encouragement, and for a deeper dive, listen to our podcast, Parent Guide, Helping Your Teen Overcome Pornography Addiction. You can find it on all of the podcast sites. And make sure to pick up the Recovery Toolbox for Teens in the bookstore on the therapyassociates.net website. It includes the Breaking Free workbook, includes the Breaking Free Parent Guide, and the 101 Tips for Quitting Porn. Remember, we're here to support you. And don't forget, check out our other videos on this channel for more ways that you can help your teen to thrive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.